Good morning, this is Mona and this is my morning view. Today, winter edition 2025, little chillier than it was yesterday, but it is still a beautiful looking day and hopes that it'll warm up just a tad, and then I won't have to wear a jacket. Right now, there's a breeze, you can hear the chimes, the one and only chime that still isn't broken. So I have to fix those. Today, it is Wonderful Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday is the day that I give thanks and gratitude and gratefulness to the Lord. So, it's not the only day you do it, folks. It's the day that I do it here on my live. So, with that, oh, hopefully you didn't see that. I spun pretty good. She's doing her business. You know that you that watch me know I'm out here with the dog. Multitasking my morning. All right. So, I'm not a big fan of multitasking. Not at all. But I will do it, and I can do it. And women are notorious for being able to do it well. Raising children will give you a hint of how well they multitask. All right, so, there's guys can do it too. I almost said dudes. Dudes can do it too. Dudes. Guys can do it too. All right, so, Wonderful Wednesday. I first want to thank God for provision, for providing, for taking those spaces that sometimes get a little scary and takes care of it. All right, so story with that. Oh, what else do I want to thank? I want to thank God for a lot of things, but you know, our health. We take our health for granted, and I just want to thank Him for our health. I don't take my health for granted because I've had experiences where I was not healthy and life-threatening. But sometimes we get a little displacement when things are going well. We just forget. It's not that we're not grateful. We just forget because it's like, oh, life is just moving on. It's moving forward. So I just want to thank God for my health because this year has been kind of rough on this family with flus and viruses and emergency surgeries and scheduled surgeries, and it's you know, injuries and just trying to figure out what's going on. You know, the whole family's been just really hit hard on that. So I just want to thank God for our health. Thank you. Thank you, Jesus, for our health. And, oh, I just twisted my ankle. Well, I'm talking about health. See, that's what the enemy does. The enemy will sneak up on you. And go, oh, yeah? You really meant that? Huh. Well, I got something for you. All right, so we're doing the bills. I'm not going to talk about my finances as far as like numbers are concerned, but we're doing the bills, and we come across the electric bill. The electric bill is 3 times higher than it normally is. It's like, why? In December, we were ahead of the game because we're on a budget. And so we used less energy than we did when, you know, for the year. So we were ahead of the game. And now, into February, beginning of March, we're 3 times higher. That was not in the budget. That was not planned. What? We have been home for the last 2 months, January, February, because of sicknesses, because of surgeries, because of whatever. And so, and it's been a colder year than most years. But I'm like, not for nothing, it's wintertime. Anything, under 65, it's going to turn on. It's going to turn on under 65. And notoriously, winter is under 65. So I don't see how that's going to use more electricity. But my husband was saying that as we're getting older, I guess we're getting chillier. So he keeps bumping the thermostat up. And in the middle of the night, I do complain about being cold. Whether I'm cold or not, I say it in my sleep. I'm cold, I'm cold, I'm cold. I could be dreaming. I'm saying I'm cold, I'm cold. And I could be absolutely roasting that night, throwing the covers off every 5 minutes. And I'll be saying I'm cold. Or I'll throw the covers off. And as soon as the covers are off and I cool off, well, now I'm cold. Don't turn on the heat on my account. I will get a blanket. I will get a sweatshirt. I will layer. I don't have a problem with that unless you see smoke coming out my mouth. If you see smoke coming out my mouth, absolutely bump up the heat. All right. So I don't know the reasoning other than the kilowatts themselves have gone up in price per kilowatt. About 3 times. That was like, oh, you talk about a freeze moment. You talk about a fear moment. You're like, wait a minute. I wasn't planning on that. And then a yearly subscription came in. And it was a yearly subscription that I haven't had to pay for a couple of years because I've been grandfathered in for different things. And so, for different reasons. And so, was not thinking about it at all. And that came in. And when it came in with a name that we didn't recognize. Once we did the research on it, it was like, oh, that's that. Okay. They're finally charging us for it. But was not expected. Because I thought it would come out at the end of January, beginning of February, not in March. So here we got hit with these 2 big bills. And now we're like, oh man, that just really puts a bite in the budget, man. Big donkey bite right in the budget. And no sooner that we dealt with that the night before, the next morning, my husband gets a text saying that his medical bill is ready. His medical bill is ready. He's thinking, okay, we're going to pay the copay on this, right? He opens it up. No, it's a kit and caboodle for the doctor. Hospital was paid, and we have to do the copay for that. But this was the doctor bill, the whole thing. And the mark was that we had no insurance. Except for we do have insurance. Talk about panic mode for a moment. If you can think about how much a doctor's bill is going to be for surgery, for emergency surgery. So without saying the numbers, it's up there. And you're like, what? I got to catch my breath. And I recognized the enemy. We got a little tiny bit of money that came in. Wasn't a lot. It's a lot for us, but it's not a lot, right? And when it came in, we tithed on it. And I'm like, the devil has no right on our finances. Because that money was tithed on. So get your hands off our finances, devil. You have no right to them. I said, I am not going to get stressed out and worried over this because I am not going to serve mammon. I am not going to sit there and go, oh, woe is my bank account. Where am I going to get the money to pay this? Woe is me. Right? Not going to do that. Because that puts you down that road of worry. And now you're honoring worry and not God. And you're not trusting. Trusting that it'll be okay. That either God's going to provide the finances for it, or He's going to take care of the situation. One way or another. It's not something we have to worry about. Did you know with medical bills, if you don't pay the medical bill, it doesn't go against you on your debt when you go to try to purchase a home. They'll try to scare you and go, oh, your credit's going to be affected and blah, blah, blah. Well, it might for like credit cards and stuff, but it's not going to for purchasing a home when it's a medical situation. So you can pay what you can pay, and there's nothing they can do about it. They're not going to put you into bankruptcy because, and lock you up because you didn't pay your medical bill. Try to pay your medical bill. We want to honor God by honoring those that helped us. We don't want to just blow them off. But when you get hit by something that doesn't sound right, don't pay that right away. Seek God and search out the matter. And so that's what happened. Called up the insurance company. They said that nothing was submitted. Called up the doctor's office, found out third-party person didn't take care of the issue. So they put that there was no insurance. Somewhere along the way, they didn't do their due diligence. So at that point, the receptionist said, don't worry about it. We'll take care of it. So until it's all straightened out, we don't have to worry about it. And then once it's straightened out, we'll have a copay, which I'm sure. So at this point, trusting in God, I got calm first. I told the enemy he had no right, in the name of Jesus, to touch our funds because they've been covered. And I trusted that God was going to take care of it. So with that, why do I tithe? There's multiple reasons for tithing. One is our church has expenses. And our pastor gets paid. And so, with that, and believe me, our old church, it's got some work that needs done. It really does. So that's one of the reasons. The other reason is because in the Old Testament, where they were doing the tithe is really for us. It's for us. It's another story. Maybe I'll go over the different reasonings on another morning view about the tithe. But there's tithes and offerings. And you do see it in the New Testament. Like when the woman brought the 2 mites, she brought her offering. And Jesus said she gave more than all the others. 2 mites, they're worth less than 2 pennies. Well, actually, today's penny is less than 2 pennies. Or it actually takes 3 cents to make a penny. So if we cut out pennies right now, we would probably save the government quite a bit of money. And so many people don't honor pennies. They throw them on the ground. They leave them. I was against taking away the penny, but now that I see that it takes 3 cents to make one, it just doesn't make financial sense to do that. So anyways, yeah, I'll work on doing a tithe one on another day. Because that's not where my mind is right now. But it does have to do with honoring God and setting us in a place where the devil can't touch our finances. All right. Oh man, my fingers hurt. because it's just a little chilly. I'll read all your comments later, because I don't have my glasses on. And so I was able to catch out that part, but the rest of it it's just going to be too hard. So I'll read those later after work and get back to you with what some of those are, and then a tithe one. We'll do a tithe one another time. I think I've done a tithe one in the past. I mean I've been doing this for 9 years. So anyways, so I thank God. I thank God that my trust in Him, that I don't have to go down the worry road, right? And what does worry do? This is the enemy, okay? We saw the electric bill. We panicked. Not type of panic, but it was like 3 times as much. What? You know? And then when we got this charge on a card that we don't use, it's paid off, we don't use it, it's just, to the side for an emergency, and partly because the interest rate on it is horrible, absolutely horrible. And we've had multiple fraud situations with both our bank card and our credit cards in the last several months. Okay, and more recently, our bank account, more recently. So it's already got us a little on edge that people are trying to tap into our debit cards, our credit cards, and with that, we couldn't see who it was that did this charge. And so we started to get a little worried about it. Not horribly worried. I know that if we called the credit card company and said, okay, this is not our charge, they would take care of that situation. Cancel the card, get a new card, blah, blah, blah. The same thing we've been doing for months now. Almost every month have had to cancel a card. It's really annoying. People need to learn productive things to do in their life rather than negative things to do and just to cause people problems. So with that, it was another little arrow thrown at us to get us into this worry mode. But one at a time, we were like, okay, electric bill is the electric bill. People have been complaining about the electric bill for quite a while. So we just got to tighten it up a little bit. So that could be a storm that we created ourselves with the electric bill. The other is, it ended up not being somebody trying to hack into our card. It was a subscription that I just haven't paid for in several years because I was grandfathered, so I didn't have to pay. And it came and I had to pay this year. And because I had to pay this year, and it came at, a little later than what it should have come, I didn't recognize it. And it wasn't until Bill went in and started looking at it and then saw where it came from. And it was like, oh, I know exactly what that is. So that's more of a storm that Jesus slapped. The doctor bill. The doctor bill. That's when I recognized what was happening. He was trying to get us anxious, worried about our finances, cause distraction. He wanted us in that low worry mode. And what does worry do? When you get a doctor bill or a hospital bill, and it's like, what? You're going to have a heart attack. Especially at our age. Then you'd end up having another doctor bill. That wouldn't be good. That would be that loop. We were being set up to be on a loop. Electric bill. Possible fraud. Now a humongous doctor bill. What's going on with this negative loop that goes around and around, and we end up like a hamster in the cycle of worry. And we don't need to be there. What it took was me recognizing it and stopping it in the tracks. Stopping the loop of worry and saying, no, we are not going down this road. Our God is good. Now there are times where you still have to pay for stuff. That's my ankle again. I'm not used to wearing these shoes. Sometimes you still have to pay for stuff. We still have to pay for the electric bill. We still have to pay for that subscription. I got to get it off of reoccurring so that I have control. There's part of the doctor bill we're still going to have to pay. It's okay. It's the worry that I'm talking about. You don't want to pay for worry. Because you know what worry does? It's a down payment for something that may never happen. So you get a bill that you can't pay, and you get all worried about it. Does it change the fact that you have to pay it? No. Are you going to think that they're going to arrest you or throw you into the poorhouse? That you might lose your house? That you might lose your car? That you might lose something? Might? Those are things that might, but they haven't happened. So you're going to sit there and worry about it and waste your time and waste your health, because worry also triggers health issues, which again will send you back to the doctor, by the way. So when you worry about that stuff, what happens is you've put a down payment that there is no refund for. It affects your body and your mind and your spirit when you worry. And because of that, it makes it worse for you. And you don't get that back. It's just like when you don't sleep. Worry will keep you from sleeping. If you don't sleep, you don't get that back. It affects your body. So today, for Wonderful Wednesday, I thank God for His provision. I thank God for His health. I thank God that I can trust Him to take care of my needs, to take care of whatever needs to be taken care of, no matter how that looks like. Even if I was going to have to pay the full doctor bill, it'd be okay. Because I'm not going to spend it on worry. All right. That's all I have for today. Sharon, when I get my glasses on, I will read all the stuff because I can't see that. I only saw that one sentence out of all the other blur. And so, blessings. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow for Thirsty Thinking Thursday. And I forgot. Hit the like button. Make a comment. I'm going over to YouTube right now. I didn't do my YouTube this morning first. I did this first. Just trying out different ways of how to do things so that, you know, maybe things will flow a little bit better. Go on to YouTube. Mona E. Harrison. Like it. Subscribe. Hit the notifications. Hit all the bells and whistles. But most of all, for right now, go and subscribe. Because I'm switching over. And right now we're in transition, so I'm doing both. And I don't know if I'm going to continue the lives here. I may do them on YouTube and upload them here versus doing a live here. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I might do multiple cameras and do 2 lives at one time. Possibility. Things are in the process of trying to figure out how I'm going to transition. But for now, I'm only allowed 3 minutes on YouTube Live. And so therefore we have to upload daily. We have to go in, upload this one, and then put it into YouTube in order for it to be there. And so then it is not a live, it's a video. And because these are impromptu, I do not cut, I do not edit. Eventually those things are going to come so that they will flow better. For the videos, the lives, I am going to continue to do as is impromptu. So sometimes I don't know a word. Sometimes I have to pause and go, oh, where was I? Sometimes I have squirrel moments. It happens. Go over to YouTube. Hit subscribe. And then once I have 50 subscribers, then I can go longer on YouTube. And I plan on trying to get these to about 15 minutes. I've been working on that for years, but when you're impromptu, it just... So for right now, I have 3 minutes for YouTube, and I would like to get it to at least 15 minutes so that I can do lives for 15 minutes, and then we'll be in business for YouTube. All right. Blessings, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you, Sharon and Rhonda, for watching. Again, go over to my YouTube, hit like, subscribe, and once I have 50 subscribers, I can then go longer than 3 minutes and on a live. We've been uploading a few videos. Eventually, we will have all the videos that I have on Facebook that I still have, because we lost a lot of them, a lot of the content. That's why I'm switching over to YouTube, because I don't want my content lost. And so that way I can pick and choose through things and edit things and hone them down to just a better way of viewing. And so so go over there, like and subscribe. All right. I think I said thank you, Rhonda and Sharon, for watching. So blessings. Have a great day. And I will see you tomorrow, Thursday Thinking Thursday. Bye.